And we're live.
Hello,
and direct.
Steve.
Hello, Podfeet. Welcome back from Finland.
Nice to be back.
Yes.
What a trip. Wow.
It was a good trip.
That was fantastic. Just loved it. One of our, maybe in the top, I think in the top 3.
Yeah.
Galapagos, all the countries in Africa, which we count as one, and Finland. It was definitely really, really cool. Had a great time.
Might you be talking a little bit about that tonight?
Yeah,
or the tech side of it?
Yeah, the tech side of it.
All right.
Got to finish the. Now you've got some formatting to do of the travelogue to make it
the PDF version.
Yeah, that's brutal. Steve does God's work there, doing the formatting of pages with the travelogue. It's rough.
Pretty rough.
All right. Oh, we should probably do some roll call. Kevin has an excuse.
Yes, he does.
His twins have their birthday party, so fine. But here we've got Bruce and Bruce, Frank and Jill, John and Sandy and Steve and Zoe, all the way from England to Japan.
In here earlier, I don't know if he's still with us, is, I could phrase that.
Phrasing.
Corky. Corky was in here earlier.
Corky was?
Yeah. In fact, he contributed. Oh, no. Yes, he contributed a nice picture of us. Basically echoed back a picture that we had in the chat room, but he circled you and me to make sure we knew who it was in the photo. Scroll up to a few pages up. You'll see it.
Oh. So apparently he read the travelogue.
Yes.
Oh, you guys went chat.
I think that picture was in the. I thought we put that. Yeah, we put that in the chat. Well, I did. When I said that we weren't going to have a live show because we were.
Oh, there it is. Okay, but he helpfully
annotated.
That's good.
Yeah.
So happy about that. I never would have known who was who otherwise. All right. Well, based on the fact that I've been falling asleep I made it to 9 last night. My stretch goal is 9:30. I think we should go ahead and get started.
All right.
All right. Places, everyone. Here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, February 22nd, 2026, and this is show number 1085. Well, Steve and I are back from an amazing trip to Finland and Estonia. We got to see the Northern Lights while snowshoeing. We got to drive dog sleds ourselves. We rode snowmobiles up into basically enchanted forest, and we got to ride in a sled across a frozen lake to see reindeer. Now, I couldn't have enjoyed this trip of a lifetime if it weren't for Jill from the North Woods taking the reins while we were gone. She did a stellar job of it, didn't she? I'm continuously impressed at the way Jill has incorporated AI into her life, from running her podcast empire at startswithsmallsteps.com to figure out ways to keep her health journey on track. I loved hearing her get to talk cybersecurity with Bart as well, and it was clear he really enjoyed himself. Now, we got back late in the week, but that didn't stop Steve from posting more CES interviews for us to watch and or hear, and we have Ed Tobias to thank for a cool review this week. And guess what else? Jill is back with another review in this episode. We'll even have a wee contribution from me this week.
Wow, even a contribution from you.
I know, right?
Jill says, oh no, more Jill.
Nobody wants that. Everybody want that. Jill is a star. Yes, I agree. And a link. Okay. Maybe I should change the order of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I might take just take the toolkit and move it up, so we don't have 2 CES interviews back to back.
Okay, for it to be first then.
Yeah, so it'll be first, and then and then me. All right. How do I delete a chapter? There we go. Here we go. Let's start with another CES interview. These tools were so awesome. I wrote. They told me they might give me a free one, so I wrote back to the PR rep, Steve. See if I can get one.
That's good.
Hodo. Whoop. Don't forget your Happy Upbeat Kids musical. Oh, nuts. Nuts. I am going to have to take a break to rate the support. Maybe I'll play a little bit of this one while I let it run while I do some writing. I realized I didn't write up the support the show, and I've got 3 of them. Oh, you bought a set, Bruce? Cool. Let's start with another CES interview. You know, like any girl, the first thing I'm going to go to at CES is a table full of tools, because I grew up with tools and I love pretty tools. And
Love it.
I'm here with Rocky Reynolds from Hodo, and you've got some unique designs to your tools. Why don't you tell me about the products here?
Yes, we do. Thanks for stopping by the way.
Of course, it's so good looking.
They are. Our industrial design really is sleek and minimalist. That's one of the things we really wanted to hit on, and we've done that. We felt that the consumers, the homeowners especially, really like that design, prefer that design over the more rough and tough construction type of tools.
Yeah. And by the way, for pretty, this is an audio-only audience in addition to being a video audience, so we're going to describe this a lot. When I say pretty, I'm not talking about pink. I'm talking about sleek design. Why don't you describe this first? This is a tool set. It looks like got a really nice looking toolbox. Describe this to them.
Really nice, heavy duty ABS plastic toolbox case. And then once you open it up, all the tools are locked inside and nestled in their own little compartments. And then once you fill the tools, each one of them, not only do they look good, they feel good. We really hit a home with the ergonomics on these.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Steve, you got to hold this hammer. That feels so nice. It's got a soft textured handle. It's really sleek. It's a hammer, but it looks like a space age hammer.
Yes.
Now what's going on top? It looks like a magnet for the nail there on top.
You have the magnet for the nail start if you need it.
And then what's this in the center up at the top?
That's just something to make it look good.
Okay, just look cool. Hey, I'm all about looking cool.
Makes it look good, that's all.
Now, is this an electric driver we got here?
This is our 3.6 volt electric driver. So you'll see here, it's got the shadowless LED on the front.
So it's basically a donut of LED around the shaft.
Absolutely.
And all he's holding in his hand it's a cylinder.
It's a cylinder. That is it. It's an internal 3.6 volt battery, charges by USB-C port, works great. When I received my samples, I pressure tested them. I drove 2.5-inch screws into a pressure treated 4x4.
Seriously?
22 of these on one charge, 2.5-inch. So they'll get it done.
So I was looking at this and thinking, oh, this is for delicate electronics. This is for real work.
Well, I wanted to pressure treat it because I'm like Tim the Toolman Taylor, right? Give me those industrial
guys.
But when I picked this up, I said, no way this is going to be useful for many things.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong.
Wow.
I use that. I don't go to the garage and get my impact or my drill anymore.
Really?
This stays downstairs. I do everything in the house with this now. And
okay. All right. I got this written up. Oh, good. Ed's here.
And Kevin.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, good. Because Ed is going to be. Actually, we thought. Oh, we can only stay for 20 minutes. Shoot. I wasn't going to do yours until. Well, I could switch it again. Let's listen. Oh, 20 minutes. No, we could do both. I could do Ed next. Can I? You can switch me and Ed. It's anarchy already here. Let's see. So let's swap these around. All right, why not? Let's see. Can you tell that I really, really like those tools? Luckily, the PR rep said that they could probably send me one if I asked them, if I remembered to ask them. So I just sent them an email yesterday, and I sure hope they do send me one. Thanks. Yup. I was recording, Steve.
Oh, you were recording.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't think it comes through in the recording.
It doesn't, but it might affect you.
All right.
Yep.
Yup. Okay, and then where's Ed? Ed, where are you?
From plain text.
Ed's over here. I have so much automation going is I have to hide files from like Hazel. So I had to move Ed's review into, I've got a folder on my desktop that says files I don't want Hazel to touch. Okay, let's get this in here. See how that sounds.
Have a great show.
Can you tell that I really, really like they do send me one?
Hello, fellow Nozilla castaways. This is Ed Tobias, also known as Mr. Ed, and I'm here with another app review. This time I want to talk to you about an application called Obsidian. But as usual, before I talk about the app itself, let's start with the problem to be solved. I take a lot of notes. I take notes for all my projects, software, woodworking, and photography, notes for ideas I want to remember later, and notes I probably wouldn't remember if I didn't write them down. Over the years, I've tried a lot of different note-taking apps, and they all tend to fall into one of two camps. Either they're very simple and don't scale well, or they're powerful but require you to put all of your information into somebody else's cloud using formats you don't really control. That's the part that bothers me. What I really wanted was a note-taking system that lets me capture my notes easily, keep them locally in a non-proprietary format, an app that works offline and that can grow with me over time instead of boxing me into a specific workflow. That's what led me to Obsidian. At its core, Obsidian is a markdown-based note-taking application. All of your notes are stored in plain text markdown files in a folder that you choose on your computer. There is no hidden database and no required account. If you stop using Obsidian tomorrow, your notes are still perfectly usable with any text editor. That design decision alone puts Obsidian in a very different category from many other note-taking apps. Obsidian runs on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, and Android, and it works entirely offline. Syncing between devices is optional, and you get to decide how that's done. The feature Obsidian is best known for is linking notes together. After you write down your ideas in a note, you can go back and select words or phrases that represent another idea you want to explore further. After selecting the text, you type 2 left square brackets, and this automatically creates a link to that idea. If you then click on that link, it will create a new note with that text as the title and link it back to the original note. It sounds a little complex, but once you try it, you'll realize that it allows your creative thinking to grow quickly and organically. This turns your notes from a collection of separate documents into a network of connected ideas. Instead of thinking strictly in folders, you start thinking in relationships. Obsidian even includes a graph view that shows you your notes connected visually. It looks impressive, but more importantly, it can help you notice relationships you might otherwise miss. Obsidian's linking of notes is great, but it also offers a folder sidebar view where you can create a folder structure if you wish. But it is advised that you don't create a complex folder structure right away. I did when I first started using Obsidian because I love organizing things, and I'm a little OCD that way. But now I feel doing that was hindering my idea creation. I'm spending more time trying to figure out where my notes go instead of how they relate to each other. So my advice is to just start writing and linking notes, and the optimum folder structure will reveal itself naturally. The top folder in your Obsidian directory is known as a vault. You can have as many vaults as you want by selecting Open Vault in the File menu and clicking on Create New Vault. So you can have one for personal, one for work, one for hobbies, but be careful because you can't create links between notes in different vaults. So make sure you want that separation. After you create your structure, it is very easy to drag and drop notes or folders wherever you want. Or if you need to move a note to a folder that isn't easily visible, you can right-click on it and choose where it goes from a list of folders. If you want to move a note around, not to worry, all of their linking follows automatically. Out of the box, Obsidian is intentionally fairly minimal. You can use it as a lightweight note-taking app and it will serve you well. But if you need more capability, it has an extensive plugin system. There's a large and active community that has created plugins for task management, calendars, daily notes, Kanban boards, mind maps, and much more. And you can browse and add these plugins all from inside the settings window of Obsidian. This plugin feature means Obsidian can be very simple or very powerful depending on how far you want to take it. The downside is it's easy to get distracted by customization. My advice is to start simple, use it for a while, and add plugins only when you actually feel you need them. Plugins are also vault specific. So if you want to create a separate vault for a specific need, you can just add plugins to that vault. As I said, the one thing I appreciate most about Obsidian is that it is local first. It works perfectly without an internet connection, and there is no requirement to store your notes in the cloud. If you do want syncing, Obsidian offers a paid sync service that handles encrypted syncing between devices. You can also use your own solution, like iCloud, Dropbox, or other file sync tools. Again, the key idea here is that you get to choose. I chose to store my Obsidian files in iCloud, and it syncs well with both my Macs and iOS devices. As I mentioned before, Obsidian has mobile apps for both iOS and Android. They work well for reading notes and making quick edits, but the experience isn't quite as smooth as the desktop app, especially for heavy writing or organization, and it gets really sluggish if you use a lot of plugins. You can disable any plugins in the app settings of each device, and it will provide better performance for that specific device. For me, that's fine, since my serious knowledge management happens at the keyboard, and I use my iPhone for capturing notes on the fly. I haven't completely found the perfect process for myself yet. I'm leaning towards capturing my inspirations in my Drafts app on my phone, and when I get back to my desk, I BART those ideas and put the survivors into Obsidian, where I can flesh them out more and link them together. Obsidian isn't for everyone. If you don't like Markdown, you probably find it frustrating. If you need real-time collaboration with other people, this isn't the right tool. And if you want a system that enforces strict structure for you, Obsidian intentionally does not do that. There is also a learning curve. Obsidian is powerful, but it doesn't hold your hand, and it can take some time to settle into a workflow that works for you. Like I said, I'm still working on mine. I feel like I've only scratched the surface of what Obsidian can do, and actually that's one of its strengths. It's a tool that can grow with you over time instead of being something you outgrow. If you care about owning your own data, working offline, and building personal knowledge base using open formats, Obsidian is absolutely worth a look. Like many of my favorite tools, it's not flashy, but it's thoughtfully designed, flexible, and built for the long haul. If you decide to give it a try, I suggest starting simple and letting it evolve as your needs evolve. That's where Obsidian really shines. It has a freemium cost model, so it is free to use forever. And if you choose to try their syncing or publishing features, the price is quite reasonable. You can download Obsidian at their website, obsidian.md.
All right, done. So,
Good
Bruce
review,
from
Ed.
Alabama. Yeah, really, really good. Bruce from Alabama, you mentioned that Mike Schmitz does a great series of YouTube videos on Obsidian. I've seen him talk on Obsidian, and he starts at such an advanced level. I ran away from it because I just felt like made it so hard. Maybe he has only done more advanced stuff at the things I've been to, and maybe he starts at the beginning. But I'm looking forward to playing at the beginning with Ed on that. He was talking to the Mac Geek Gab guys about replacing notes with Obsidian. And he and I the one thing for them is they need to be able to share, and they also need it to be scriptable. And so we're going to try to see what we can find out doing some experiments together. While he was doing the review, I just opened a vault that I'd created a vault in iCloud, and I shared it with Ed, and now I open it up, and all of a sudden it's just all full of crazy stuff.
That Ed put in?
Yeah. Ed, are you okay if I show that screenshot? Now you've done it so you've done all kinds of complicated stuff. Now I'm scared again. Let's see, is that going to work? Come on. Why is that not working? Okay, fine. Copy. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so it's the wrong clipboard manager. That's what's wrong. Yeah, that's what I pop in, and all those little things flip down on the left. It's got colors. It's got plugins going on. All kinds of crazy things. I'm gonna run away now. All right. Let me just chat a little bit about this. Oh, I put Ed put him on the wrong row. He's supposed to be here. Okay, now I can go to the end of that. Get off my row. That's my row. That was really cool, Ed. That makes me want to give this a try. I've heard other people talk about Obsidian, and they kind of start in the advanced mode where they've done all these really cool things. I want to show you all this amazing stuff it can do, but I kept getting hung up as I don't know how to start on this thing. So I really appreciate that you did it from kind of a hold yourself back and get to understand it first before you dig in too far. Now, Ed and I are going to do some experiments about trying to figure out ways to share notes within Obsidian, and we think we might have some ideas on how that'll work. So if we get anything cool done, you'll be sure to hear about it here. All right. Now I get to talk.
All right. It's your turn. You've been patient.
This will break it up better this way, I think.
Yeah.
This will be good. Thank you, Kevin. Everybody agrees. Do more reviews, Ed. Let's see. Tech on Travel now. Where did you go? There we go. Whenever Steve and I go on our more interesting extended vacations, I like to take note of what technology challenges or cool things we discover on the trip. Steve and I just got back from 10 days in Finland and Estonia, as you might have heard, and I have just a few things I wanted to tell you about from a tech angle. Over the years, I've worked hard to find the lowest cost solution to having cellular data on our trips. In the olden days, when we used physical SIM cards, I was a big fan of Google Fi. But for our trips to 4 countries in Africa and our trip to Japan, we used eSIMs from a company called GigSky. I originally found them through eSIMDB.com, and I later interviewed Sam King from GigSky on Chit Chat Across the Pond, talking about what kind of service this actually is. I really liked them because they were dirt cheap and worked in every country we visited other than Zimbabwe, where no eSIMs work at all. When we went to Japan, though, I managed to burn through my data twice over, so it didn't turn out quite as inexpensive as I'd hoped, and I was never clear on why I was causing that. Now, it was only something like $30 for 10 days, so it was still pretty inexpensive. Now, I liked getting a better deal than the $20 per day per person for using AT&T for our international data, but there are downsides to doing this. Not having your real phone number can cause problems. When we were in Africa, all communications from our guides were through WhatsApp. That was all well and good, unless you didn't already have WhatsApp enabled before you left, which is what happened to Steve. Without his phone number available, he couldn't get the app initiated, so he couldn't get the text message. We ended up biting the bullet and turning it on for just a few minutes so he could play with everyone else on WhatsApp. In planning for our latest trip, I looked at GigSky first, and for $42.69 per person, we could get unlimited data in Europe, which would cover both Finland and Estonia. So our total cost would have been $85.38 for the entire trip. Now, Steve begged me to consider just letting us use AT&T where we'd have our real phone numbers instead of all this faffing about. I'd heard the deals were better now, so I dug in to get the details. Maybe I'm the last NosillaCastaway to find this out, but the deal isn't nearly as bad as it used to be. It's not the $20 per day per person rate that we used to have. AT&T has now what they call an International Day Pass. It's automatically triggered if you're abroad and you use your phone to make or receive a phone call, or if you send a text message. It doesn't trigger the fee if you receive a text message, which also makes sense. So if you use your phone on Monday, but you don't use it on Tuesday, you don't pay for this International Day Pass. Now here's the even better part. It's $12 a day, not $20. And the second line to, I got distracted looking at that picture. What is this? Now here's the even better. Now here's the really good part. It's only $12 per day, not $20. And the second line to which you add an International Day Pass is only half that. So combined, Steve and I would spend $18 per day to have our real phone numbers with us. Now, the Finland trip wasn't very long, but if you're on a longer excursion, they stop charging you after 10 days. So 11 plus days are free. I haven't verified this, but based on past experience, I'm willing to bet that the 10 days is per billing period, so you might end up being billed for more days if you pop over to the other side of your billing period. I'm not sure. They didn't say that, but that's the kind of thing these weasels do. Anyway, the documentation confirmed that you can use your phone just as though you're at home, so our unlimited data plan would work while on international travel. What I wasn't able to confirm was whether we could tether to our phones. So by not able to confirm, I mean in writing. So I ended up texting with AT&T, and I got them to put it in writing that tethering was included. At $18 per day for AT&T's international data plan, our 10-day trip would cost us $360. Comparing that to the $85.38 for GigSky, AT&T would be 4 times more expensive. However, you know what? We went for AT&T. And throughout the entire trip, we kept noting how happy it made us to have our phones act like our real devices. We called restaurants to make reservations. We got text confirmation codes. We used the heck out of our data plans while traveling about. And our photos synced quickly to our shared photo library in iCloud, too. It was fantastic. Now, part of the joy came from really fast cellular connections in Finland and surprisingly good coverage. For a good part of the trip, we were in a region of Finland called Lapland, which was 250 miles above the Arctic Circle. We still had 5G cellular service. I'm talking, we were on a 40-minute sled ride into the forest to a reindeer farm, and I was able to post a photo of a moose to social media. Truly remarkable. Now let's talk about a few things that didn't work well. For some reason, I had trouble with all 3 methods of authentication on my iPhone and Mac: Face ID, Touch ID, and my passcode. I can't explain it, but while on travel, I had about a 30% chance of success with Face ID on my iPhone. I know you're probably thinking I had on all kinds of cold weather gear that was obstructing my face, which I did for a great deal of the time, but even a fully uncovered view of my face tended to baffle my iPhone. What was even weirder was how my iPhone reacted to entering my 8-digit passcode. At one point, I tapped it in, and it didn't show me the Done button. I tried it again, and again. Each time, I had no way to complete or cancel the authentication. There was no Done button, but there was also not a cancel. So my only option was to lock the phone and try again. After a half dozen attempts, I got nervous that I was going to get locked out, so I gave the phone a timeout. I'm really glad I did, because when I made a new attempt, I discovered what was happening. After tapping in, say, 6 of the 8 digits, tapping in the rest of them was erasing the previous digits. The reason the done button wasn't appearing was it hadn't received all 8. It only had received 4. I tried it several times and I saw it happen more than once. Now, I eventually got it to accept all 8 digits and I was able to get in my phone. The only explanation I can come up with for this aberrant behavior is that it was around minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit when this happened, which might have caused the problem. Now, in my MacBook Air, I recently had the Touch ID module replaced, but it started acting up again on the trip. Now, my fingers are normally quite dry, but a week in the Arctic made that problem even worse. I eventually erased my fingerprints and added one back in, but even to this day, I can't use it to authenticate either to log in or get into 1Password. I'm not sure I can blame Finland for this, but I may have another AppleCare story to tell soon. After the European Union instituted rules that required websites to ask your permission before tracking you and selling that data, some U.S. states also instituted this policy. While I think we can all agree that being asked permission is a good thing, I'm pretty sure every one of us is weary of having to navigate those permission screens. The ones I really hate are the ones where when you toggle one of the switches off, it scrolls to the second one, so you have to scroll to bring it back up. I hate that. Now, I can't empirically prove this with specific examples, but it seemed to me that while in Finland, the screens almost always had one button or one toggle that said, "Don't track me." I never had to seem to experience that scrolling around to find the right way to make them leave me alone. It seemed much more obvious. Now, I'm thinking that maybe in the EU, they've got the laws written a little bit better where they can't do these nasty behaviors to make you have to dig around to find the toggle. If anyone has proof that my experience was valid, I'd be interested in hearing about your experience. When we went above the Arctic Circle, we were in a village called Sariselka. Sariselka. There we go. We stayed in a little hut up in the forest with a slanted glass roof where we could lie in bed and watch the northern lights. You would think that we would have been quite cold in that little hut, but we discovered the joy of heated floors. Being from Southern California, we declared that we're freezing if it dips into the 50s, so we've never really needed such a thing. The floors of the main living area were heated so that if we laid our socks on the ground in the morning, they'd be toasty warm when we put them on. But the bathroom floor was heated even more, which made going in to take a shower absolutely delightful. Now, I would have preferred a longer than 15-minute water heater, but I got to redo that. Can't see that. Now, I would have preferred a. Come on, what are you doing? Stop. Unfortunately, the water heater in these little huts was only 15 minutes long for the two of us to take a shower, and I didn't like that, but at least my feet were warm. I'm sure most of you are laughing at me talking about this like I'm discovering fire of heated floors, but it was awesome. The final technology I wanted to mention was something we discovered in our recent Japan trip. The escalators don't run constantly at full speed with nobody on them. Instead, they're either completely still or moving very slowly and don't speed up until the sensor before them is triggered by someone walking up to take a ride. Think about how much money and energy they save by this practice. And why don't we have this in the United States? Well, the bottom line is that there weren't nearly as many technical challenges on this trip, even though we were in one of the more remote parts of the world.
Well done.
Just thought, I go ahead, sorry.
Wasn't as near as much on the tech observations as some of the others, but still good.
A little bit. Thank you. I haven't mentioned. I should have done this up front. I haven't mentioned getting to meet Timo.
Oh, right. You really should.
I might just do it right here.
No, Jill, they don't have tankless water heaters here. They have little tanks for each hut.
Yeah, so the tanks are really, or the huts are pretty far apart and spread out all over the place. So, okay, let me wing this here. Before I leave the subject of talking about Finland, I should have mentioned this up front, but I don't know if you guys remember, I did a shout out saying, if anybody's going to be in Helsinki when we're there, we have an extra day to play. And a wonderful gentleman named Timo met up with us and spent the better part of the day walking us around, showing us really cool stuff about the city that he loves. And we had an absolutely delightful time with him. So shout out to Timo. It was great to meet you and get to hang out with you.
Yeah, he was a Very pleasant guy
Oh, yeah, we loved hanging out with
and
him.
helpful.
Yeah. All right. What's next? All right.
Wheel move.
Yeah. This is really cool. Better do a chapter
So,
mark.
Kevin, you
there.
must have pretty hard water where you live.
We're going to put in a water softener.
Yeah, after all these years. Extremely hard.
Should have done that a long time ago. Let's see, wheel move. Now it just did that auto leveling, Steve.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. Great to meet you and get to hang out with you. I'm going to try to interview two people at once, which is going to scare me here, but I've got Kevin Serbled, who is sitting in a wheelchair here, and I've got Amaury Dupas, who is also going to help me understand what we're looking at here. And my understanding is that this is... I'm going to actually keep us moving here. You see that thing on the front of the wheelchair? That's wheel move. You hook it to a regular wheelchair, it lifts the little tiny wheels up in front so they're not rolling on the ground, and then gives you a powered electric drive to a normal wheelchair. I think that one is really cool. Whoops. It's on the wrong track. Why do I keep doing that? You belong down here. You've heard of that before? Oh. Yeah, I never feel like I get the soap off either. I'm hoping I like that. All right. Gonna go to support the show. And by the way, everybody's so many people told me they've been able to hear the jingle. When we used to do the cash register sound, all these people said they've always been able to hear it. I don't understand how. It wasn't in the source file. Fewer skin issues. Yeah, my hands are real dry. Maybe our hands will stop cracking, Steve. All right.
Buddy, son.
We have not one, not two, but three heroes to celebrate this week. First, Owen Harris became our newest Patreon subscriber. He did that by going to podfeet.com/Patreon and picking a dollar amount that was right for him. Then Paul Lacrosse bought me many coffees at podfeet.com/donate, which was awesome. And then someone bought me even more coffee. I say someone because that's the name they actually gave. Or maybe if you don't fill in any name, it just writes someone. I don't know. But someone, thank you very much for your donation. In any case, I can't thank all three of these fine folks. No, I can't find them enough. I can't thank them. All right. In any case, I can't thank all three of these fine folks enough for the support they gave of the work we do here. Not quite right. Okay. Another chapter mark. And it's time to hear Jill again.
Yes.
This could be a lot of chapters, Steve.
Yep. I've counted already.
Have you? That's not fair.
I know. I had some time on my hands.
Heaven forbid you should be listening, right? Where'd Jill go? Jill, where's the audio file? Where did I put it? It's probably in Jill, Allison, Share, right? Jill, Allison, Bart, Alistair. Jill's recordings. There. Oh, here it is. here. There we go. All right. Report they gave of the work we do here.
If you're anything like me, you've been having a cold winter. It's been brutal up here in the North Woods.
Oh, you didn't introduce yourself. Everybody knows Jill, but I'm going to do an intro. All right, I promised you more of Jill from the North Woods, so let's listen to her now. Do you ever wonder why I lean over like I do this when I do this?
Big monitor.
Yeah, the monitor goes way over here and I'm trying to line things up and I can't see it straight. Listen to her now.
If you're anything like me, you've been having a cold winter. It's been brutal up here in the North Woods. Well, one of the days I got up and it had been minus 17 outside, and my poor old 2008 Element sitting there in the driveway. I had to go somewhere. I had an appointment. So I go into the back of the car, and I have 2 jumper cable boxes back there. We're going to talk about what these devices are and how you can buy them. But I put the first one on, my go-to, very nice jump starter. Nothing happened. Car wouldn't turn over. Nothing at all. It didn't even try. Okay, well, I got another one. Got the other one out. This one had been sitting in my house. Maybe this other one was just too cold. Hooked it up. It gave me an error at the first when I was looking at it. Car wouldn't start again. 2 jumper cable boxes failed. But here's the nice thing, is in my other car, I had bought over the Christmas time a brand new jumper cable box. And I thought, well, let's just give this a try. I needed to leave. And what I bought and what I tried was the Astro AI S8 Ultra Jump Starter. It has 4,000 amps. It is a battery box that has a flashlight on it, a USB-C and a USB type port on it. And then you also have the jumper cables on it. All right, let's give this one a try. So I connected it up. It gave me the green light. Okay, started the car. First thing, cranked up the car, and it worked. Actually, the hilarious thing was I turned the key in the car to start it, thinking it was going to fail once again, and it started, and I immediately turned the car off, and I went, wait, the car, it started. Oh, no. Turned the crank again. Car started right up. Back the second time, everything was working. But the question is, why? Why did these other jump starters fail while this one did a great job? So first of all, when you're in the cold area, it kills the battery's ability in a car or anything that's outside to start. You lose chemical efficiency, the voltage drops, you get thicker oil. I read about 1 million different reasons why this happened. Starting a motor requires a great deal of torque. And when it's this cold outside, you need a bunch of force in there too. We're going to explain what all that means. The jump starter isn't just about charging the battery. That car had been on a trickle charger all night long. The battery was charged. It just was too cold and it couldn't get enough energy, because batteries, when they're cold, lose their capacity until they warm up again. So what made all the difference here? The S8 Ultra isn't just bigger. It is bigger and it is bulkier for sure. But the 4,000 amps of peak current means that it can deliver an enormous surge of power.
All right, that's all you get. You guys have to hear the rest of the story. All right. I love this, Jill. Way back in 2014, I saw one of these battery jump starters online, and I asked Honda Bob if it was a gimmick or could this really work? Being a top-notch mechanic and a geek, he bought one to test out. Not only did it work as advertised, but he even did a review for us. I'll put a link in the show notes to that. But I love even more that you gave away your jump starter to that couple. That act of kindness will be remembered by them as a better day in a string of very bad days. You have a real heart. You guys didn't get to hear it, but Jill came across a couple coming out of chemotherapy where their battery had died, and they explained that it kept happening, but they didn't have the money or whatever it was in order to replace the battery. And so she just handed them her brand new jump starter.
That is thoughtful.
Yeah. She's a
Well done,
good
Jill.
person. She's good people. All right. Let's see what I'm going to say. Okay, this next interview is tailor-made for the Programming by Stealth community. You people are going to love this. This one is, did Ed leave? Yeah, this one is for Mr. Ed. He is absolutely going to lose his mind on this one. And Cyber Fidget. It's a fidget tool for nerds. This thing is hilarious. People are going to love this.
We all need fidget toys, and Jeffrey Mikowski here has a small fidget toy that's would you call it a digital fidget toy?
Yes, yeah, so we call it a digital fidget toy. It's the Cyber Fidget, so it's a premium feeling product that has buttons, it's got a digital display, it's got built-in games, it's animation.
It's maybe the size of a Chiclets box, but thicker, right?
Yeah.
And Tic Tacs. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing this for the audio audience as well, but it's metal, but it's got cute little buttons, and we've got a display going on.
Yeah, it's got buttons, it's got a slider, it's got built-in LEDs. It's built off the ESP32 platform, so just about anything you could want on a circuit board, it's got built in, and then it's just something you can keep in your pocket and play with, or if you want, you can fully develop for it.
So it's an open source platform?
Yes, so all the software is open source, the design's open source. It ships to you as a kit that you assemble on cyberfidget.com. There's a full build guide of exactly how you do it step by step, so it's really easy and really fun.
You know, everything here is really, really cool, and I'm doing lots of stuff. This is the one thing I bet my audience is actually going to go, hey, I need this. So we're looking over here. They've got circuit boards out and screwdrivers and stuff, and so you've guys said it's an open source platform.
Yep.
What we've been looking at on the screen is I've been watching, somebody keeps dying. I keep seeing RIP in a graveyard.
Yeah, so if that's actually one of our animations that was built on the website. There we go for the video audience. So they actually drew it out on the website. They flashed it to the device. You don't need to download any software to do that sort of drawing. It's all built in, and you're able to do it pretty easily.
So this has no value other than to make you happy.
Yes.
Right?
But that's the goal, isn't it?
Right. No, but I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome. This is not going to improve your life other than making you smile and enjoy your day. So
Yeah.
that's super fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And the goal here is it's all open source. If, for some reason the company goes away, you own this. It's all yours. There's no cloud-based stuff that would keep it from operating. It's good to go forever.
And you didn't even say AI.
I did not, but, if you want to use AI to develop on it, absolutely can.
That's cool. All right, so where would we find the, how much is it?
So retail price is $179 on Kickstarter. If you're an early backer, it's $139 for the aluminum housing. If you go to the 3D printed housing, it's $79. And then to find us, it's cyberfidget.com.
Oh, I know. Mr. Ed is going to get one of these. Maybe we should get one for him because he does a lot of stuff for us. He would love this. This is great. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. This is awesome.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Oh, shoot. I remember thinking he would like one, but I don't remember saying we'd buy him one, Steve.
Well, now's your chance.
What? To buy him one?
Kickstarter is still open.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not getting him the expensive one. Get him the 3D printed one. Yeah, I should look at that because I think it would be fun to get him one. Let me bring that up just so I've got that ready. Okay. All right. I'll look at that after the thing. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Well, that turned out to be an action-packed show where I didn't do very much of the work, but you got a lot of great content. Well, it's going to wind us up for this week. Did you know you can email me at allison@podfeet.com anytime you like? If you have a question or a suggestion, just send it on over. Now remember, everything good starts with podfeet.com. Want to follow me on Mastodon? Podfeet.com/Mastodon. If you want to listen to the podcast on YouTube, go to podfeet.com/YouTube. If you want to join the conversation, you could actually, I need to say, let's see. If you want to listen, if you want to see all of Steve's amazing CES interviews, go to podfeet.com/YouTube. If you want to join in the conversation, you can join our Slack community at podfeet.com/Slack. You can talk to me and all the other lovely NosillaCast castaways. We've got Mr. Ed in there. We've got Jill from the Northwoods. It's so much fun. You can support the show at podfeet.com/Patreon, like Owen did, or with a one-time donation at podfeet.com/donate. Like who? Who was it? Like Paul. Or with the one. Or with a one-time donation at podfeet.com/donate, like Paul and someone. Or you can use PayPal by going to podfeet.com/PayPal. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCast castaways. We've been talking about popping clutches when your battery dies. We've had a lot of fun in there. I don't know if I should say that. NosillaCast castaways. Mm-hmm. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. And enthusiastic NosillaCast castaways. Thanks for listening. That didn't sound right. Live on Sunday nights. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCast castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. The vocal fry is
Really
good
working on
tonight.
that fry.
I got a lot of fry tonight. My voice is gravelly. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed.
You almost went inaudible there.
Down to single digits. Did any of you guys ever do that where you slow your voice down and see if you can hear individual dots? Did you used to do that? I did.
All right, count them up.
7.
You are right.
There are 7 lights. All right, time to export. We're going to get class out on early tonight.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Discord looks a little different. They've got a green bar which shows the grouping of the live show participants. Live show listen participants. I don't remember that before.
Wait, I see a little green icon, or little green waveform icon.
And then to the left of that, vertically, do you see that bar?
Yeah, you're right. There is. Huh.
I don't know it.
All right. I think we're done.
We are done.
Put a fork in us.
Yes, you're forked. We lost your voice, though. Yeah, I think you muted yourself. Yeah, I don't hear you. They may hear you in Discord, though. Let me unmute Discord. No, I don't hear you in Discord either. We lost you. Well, maybe this is good timing. Sound source, probably. So you want me to just say goodbye to everyone on your behalf? Bye, everyone from Ellison. Bye-bye. Have a great week.